Welcome back to the Sometimes Daily Show. Today we're going to be discussing the Sony live stream. But before we get into anything, I'm Philip Edwards and I'm joined by Michael Palmer and Reese Tuckfield.
Hello.
All right.
Now, during their showcase, they announced a whole myriad of spectacular and wonderful games. But let's be honest, you're not here to hear us swoon over video games. You're here to hear us talk about the big Sony announcement, the price. And despite numerous rumors that the price was going to be in the range of $600, Sony wowed just about everybody when they revealed the disc version of the console would be $500 and the all digital version of the console would be $400. That's £450 and £360 respectively. They also announced the launch date. The PS5 will be launching November 12th in select regions and November 19th everywhere else. Now, this video is going to be a bit more messy, not scripted, because we've all got a lot of thoughts about this. We're all coming from different positions here, so we're just gonna talk about what we think happened and its effects. Let's just get right into it. Wow, huh?
Yeah,
Honestly,
wow.
would never have expected Sony to drop the price that low.
I I said almost immediately upon hearing the price was so much lower than the Series X. Xbox lost. In my
Yeah,
opinion, in just one announcement of the price, Xbox doesn't stand a chance this generation.
yeah, again, which sucks since we're gonna have another generation of Xbox always just trickling behind on sales and just overall it's lost this generation. Even though Xbox is the more powerful console compared to the PlayStation, it's still gonna lose. Even though the Xbox is the most powerful, the disc version is more expensive. Isn't that the this version is more expensive?
Same price, exact same
Yeah,
price.
same.
Exact same price. Okay, so it's the exact same price. So if you want like, if you're gonna be like really playing like all the time, it depends. Do you want big blockbusters or do you want more powerful, graphics, resolution, frame
The
rate,
console's
like
only
an X?
minimally more powerful. It's not going to be noticeable for the vast majority of consumers.
Yeah,
Well, then
it's
I don't know that.
my thoughts on this. I obviously cried a little bit. I didn't. I don't cry. But I was sad. It's big Xbox fanboy right here but the issue they had actually comes from this current generation and the absolutely awful marketing that they initially did before the console released.
Yeah.
They
Hmm.
ruined so many relationships with that, not just with consumers like us, but with companies. Less companies were willing to go and sign deals with them that would give them the edge. And they're now they've had to spend this entire generation rebuilding those. They're still doing that. They're still rebuilding those, and they're still in the process of acquiring either deals or studios. So they're still having to rebuild from the damage they've done. And the problem with that is the fact that they've done a lot of these acquisitions quite late, and so they've not got anything to bring to the table. And that means that yet again, at launch, they've lost.
Hmm.
I mean, I think we're all in agreement here. Blockbusters sell the consoles. The big
Yeah,
titles actually sell the console.
yeah,
Xbox doesn't have anything.
yeah. And the only one they were gonna have was Halo Infinite. We all saw it being talked to death now at this point, and how the game is just not finished, and that was being delayed until next year. So even your big mascot, your flagship title and game is being delayed. It's not even coming with the launch of your next generation of console.
It's a slight aside, so we won't really cover it. But I don't think Xbox is that big block. Xbox. I don't think Halo is that big blockbuster. I don't think it has
Not
the pulling
anymore.
power you think it does.
No, it's not anymore. And the counterpoint I've got to what you two have said is the fact that I know that the sales are always looked at in the short term. The the first few months of release, they want those figures. They want to get as many people in as early as possible so that they can build that base and make their money. But I think we do need to look more into the future because they have made announcements for games of from studios that they have acquired, meaning that they have got some really amazing looking games coming, just nowhere near. You know, the ones that the one that I'm going to be most excited for is Avowed, and that's more than 2 years away.
I'm wondering because Xbox haven't really gone big blockbuster, like at all. Is
Hmm.
Avowed going to be a big blockbuster?
I don't think it's going to be a big blockbuster. I think it's going to be one of those ones. It's not going to be like a hidden gem either. It's going to have a, like, this is my prediction, is that it's going to have a massive following. Like, everyone's going to love it because I don't think it's going to be a middle road game. I don't reckon it's going to be a sort of like, yeah, it's all right if you like this. I reckon it's either going to be absolutely stellar or absolute trash. But I think it's going to be absolute stellar, which means that it's going to have a massive following. Everyone's going to sing its praises. It's just, it's not ready for when for when Microsoft and Xbox would have liked it to have been ready. If they'd made it so that it was ready at launch, that would have been a massive pull.
So, do you
However,
think Avowed is going to be a console seller?
I reckon, I hope, actually, I can't say whether it's going to be good or not because all we've had is cinematic footage. That's it.
Mm.
There's been
Yeah,
no gameplay. There's been no telling of the actual quality of that game. So I'm hoping it's going to be stellar, and if it is, I reckon that will be one of the ones that will sell an Xbox to someone. There will be people that go, "Oh wow, I have to get this," and the only way I can play it, if it's not on PC, which it probably will be because of Game Pass and that, but the only way to play it is on an Xbox. So I need an Xbox, and then they can just get in with the Series S, go get it, download it, excellent.
Let's move slightly away from that. I I feel it was incredibly short-sighted of Xbox to not release a digital version of the Series X.
agreed. Especially since, like I've said this to you, Phil, already. Especially with the nowadays where most like hardcore, gaming enthusiasts are basically only buying their games digitally now.
It
Like,
it
no
feels like
one's
a
really,
massive oversight.
yeah, no
Again,
one's really doing physical games anymore.
I think I understand why they didn't because they made the Series S and that's meant to be the all digital one. But the issue with that is it's not as powerful as the Series X, and yet I feel like it should have been cheaper than the price they gave it. I'm not knocking the price they gave it by any stretch of the imagination because it's still a cheap entry point, but I feel like they should. I do agree with you. They should have done an all digital Series X, and that could have been the middle ground one. That could have been the cheaper than the Series X, but the Series S would have had to have been even cheaper than it is now.
See, I think with this announcement, the Series S is dead because why would you ever purchase the Series S when you can fork out just a little bit more and get the PlayStation 5? Because the PlayStation 5 is all digital, the Series S is all digital. The PlayStation 5 is going to come with a fair amount of their big, epic blockbuster games that they're porting over to PS5. What does the Xbox have?
Yeah, Xbox has nothing. Meanwhile, PlayStation had like a moment I saw like the games on the PS5 showcase. I was like, I want to get a PS5 now. I want to get God of War. I want to get Demon Souls. I want to play Bloodborne. I like those games. I really do. And I would buy a PS5 just to play those games. And Xbox has nothing in terms of, games.
My last word on it is the fact that it doesn't matter which one. It doesn't really matter which one wins. Neither of them are going anywhere anyway. Xbox could have won by leaps and bounds. Sony's still going to be there. The PlayStation's still going to be there. They're not going to fade into obscurity. It's still going to be there. And there's enough people that are held by their sort of backlog of games that they will still buy the next generation of that console. I am still going to get a Series X. I'm now, however, looking at it and going, I set money aside for the Series X, and nothing's coming out at launch that would make me go, holy crap, I need to get one at launch. So I now wait. But do I take that money I've saved and buy a PS5, or do I just keep it and wait and see? Me personally, I'll probably just wait and see. I've got no rush to upgrade in any way. So it doesn't matter which one you get. And if people get both, hey, great. I own all of the current generation of consoles. I play all of them. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the thing
Sony
is,
have won the short term, but you still need to understand that there are still going to be games that come out on the Xbox that are exclusive to that may draw people in to buy it.
the thing is, I'm in no way saying that the other console is going to disappear. I'm not saying that Sony's one Xbox is dead. No, of course not. But you yourself did admit the fumbled launch of the Xbox One harmed it for the past 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have a knock-on effect into the future. It just is. There's no getting around that. It just is. And admittedly, the fumbled launch did make them more consumer-friendly. But it means we haven't got great games.
But
Yeah.
but that's where we're going to see what Sony's really thinking. Xbox has had to go consumer friendly because they've had to go, we need to repair the reputation that we've damaged. And what's the best way to do that? It's to please all of the people that would be on our platform. So, what's Sony going to do? If Sony match it, then Sony really is truly just, I say forever. I'm going to say forever just for the sake of, the sentence, but I don't mean forever. Sony is forever the winner, which means they are going to be just as good, if not better. However, if Sony turn around and start being that company, then let's face it, more and more people are going to be disenfranchised with them.
It's true, yeah. That could happen, would be a better way of wording it. That could happen, but that's 5 years down the line.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. When
The moment
PlayStation
it
have made the
happens,
money.
they've lost it. Yeah, but that's the thing. They've lost it. The moment it happens, they've lost it, and they start making less and less of a profit.
But at that
won't
point,
be able
it's
to keep
irrelevant
it
to the
up.
argument we're having right now. Because the argument
I
we're
know.
having right now is who's won now, not who wins in 20 years. Who's
Who's won now, and
now.
that
Who wins in
PlayStation have
20
won now.
years? The manufacturers of the chips, because, hey, the consoles always sell at a loss.
No,
Yeah.
who are you kidding? In 20 years, it's Stadia. So that's going to be it for us today. Tell us what you think about PlayStation and their bombshell announcement. Do Xbox have a chance in the upcoming generation, or have they lost it before they've even started? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and check back tomorrow for another story. And if you don't, I'm going to sneak into your house and unplug every device that you have charging. That way, the next time you go to use them, they'll be on low power. And you'll know you should have watched the Sometimes Daily Show. So, see you tomorrow.